Yo, it's the Ponder Podcast. You listen to ALP and CJ. It's Friday, October 14th, 2022. And before we get started, I got a birthday shout out to my nephew, Montel, my first nephew, Montel Jabbo in the house. All right, y'all.
Dang, I thought I was going to do the intro, but you done took the hell over.
Yeah.
All right. So, who we doing a shout out to today?
I mean, everybody except the people who look at you in the face and don't speak.
Like in your mouth?
All in your face.
You talking about people that just walking by?
Just
or
walk
just
past you, just be staring at you like you a bug on the wall or something. You know, like you gonna say hi or wave or something, acknowledge me. I'm talking about people you know.
So what do you do when they do that?
Just give them a head nod or just turn away.
I'm saying if they don't say nothing and they all in your mouth, what you gonna do?
I'll be like, "What's up?" I'm like, "What's up?" That's how you say, "What's up?"
So you gonna make them talk to you?
Yep.
I think I do that too sometimes. All right, so shout out to the people who all in your face staring at you and don't say nothing. All right, so in the news today, and I told you about this before. So the man that died after trying to do a handstand on a hotel balcony during Hurricane Ian in Myrtle Beach Hotel, on a Myrtle Beach Hotel balcony.
What happened?
It's a man, that's all.
Oh yeah. Was he Caucasian? What is he?
Why you gonna say that, man? It probably was a black man, the stupid black man. All right, so 34-year-old Markel, that's to let you know right there, Markel Hope fell from the 15th floor balcony of the Patricia Grand Hotel at 3:30 p.m. on September 30th.
You say 34?
34-year-old black Markel Hope. He sound like he black. I don't know. They ain't showed his picture.
Them 80s babies, 80s and 90s babies. That's what that is.
So yeah, during the hurricane, he decided to jump off the balcony or do a handstand during the windy weather of Hurricane Ian. Go figure.
Wow. Stupid.
You know that, so in East Cleveland, you know those officers and that, I think they had we talked about this before. They had a police chief that was indicted.
Right.
And so now they indicted the rest of the 9 officers.
So East Cleveland ain't got no police right now, y'all. It's a hot mess.
It's just crime out there. But you know what they were doing though? They was beating up people. Like they try to arrest people, or they do arrest them, or they catch them, detain them, rob them, and then let them go, or they beat them and let them go.
Oh, they've been doing that. They've been taking the money and doping. They've been doing that for years. Just caught up with them.
But you know what? It's not just happening in East Cleveland. I say that it's been happening in a lot of places. So.
Yeah, right.
And also, they had a young man that was struck by a police cruiser in East Cleveland, just walking across the street, regular red light, mind his been doing what he's supposed to do, and they came through with no lights on and hit that boy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sad. I remember that.
All right. So this, speaking of police and the national news, they had this former San Antonio police officer that was charged with shooting a 17-year-old. This shit crazy. Okay, this boy was in his car eating a burger in the McDonald's parking lot.
Yeah, chilling in the car with his girlfriend or whatever it was. Yep.
Did you see the video?
Yeah, I saw the video. It was a hot mess. He just felt some kind of way because the guy drove off on his stupid ass.
But that's no reason to pull out no gun.
Yeah, for him it is.
It wasn't. He said he hit him with the door. Like, okay, but if you pull out a gun,
he ain't hit nobody with the door. He didn't want to open the door.
No, but he's saying when he backed up, he hit him with the door.
No, whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
Get out of the car. Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired!
First of all, you ain't about to just pull up on me and tell me get out Get out the car. No.
My thing was, he probably didn't even have his car in park. You know what I'm saying? He probably panicked and hit reverse. I don't think he was trying to go reverse.
Yeah, he was. He trying to get away. But still, that ain't no reason for you to start blasting.
He didn't shift, though. I don't think he shifted. I don't know. But I just feel like it was no threat to his life.
He just didn't want him to get away from him twice. He already ran him, got away from him.
Well, he don't know
time.
if that was him.
That was him. He said it was him.
Yeah. Do you believe that? I wouldn't believe nothing that cop said after he did that.
Man, it's just a hot mess.
He probably lied. But anyway, he shot and critically wounded this teenager, Eric Cantu, while he was eating a burger in the parking lot. So James Brennard was fired 2 days after the shooting on October 4th. He was arrested after turning himself in and was charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault by a public servant because another person was in the car. So he got charged for each count, or each person. And he's now out on bond, which I find to be freaking ridiculous. Because he's a danger to society. If you shooting teenagers and putting them in the hospital, he's supposed to be a police officer. Like, I don't think he should be out on bond.
No, me either. Lock him up.
That's our country. All right, so we going to Twitter. Just don't get freaked out by this.
Uh-oh.
So on Twitter, the Jewish Register @JewishRegister on Twitter, he posted a video that had a man that had to get a C ring cut off in the ER, or probably the OR, with an angle grinder and bolt cutters. A C ring, the ring that goes around the penis and the scrotum. One of them type of rings.
Yeah, it's a bolt cutter.
You about to see. You about to see.
Oh man, that's crazy. Done swole all up.
But look what they got in between that grinder and like the thing.
They got a piece of wood.
Like a tongue depressor.
Wow.
They gotta slice this junk off. They should have left him awake during this. That's what I think.
Yeah, look at this shit done swole up. Whoa.
Somebody said they thought that was a baby head. Ain't that crazy?
That's crazy.
And they look like they was putting the water or whatever that is on there so it don't overheat.
Right.
Yeah.
Sad. That's
All right, you a man. Tell me why men do that.
pleasure and pain.
You think he wanted to go to the emergency room?
No, I ain't want to go to the emergency room. It ain't supposed to get stuck like that. I want to know how did he get that how did he get that thing around?
I wonder are they supposed to put it around both?
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know. I
thought it went around one or the other. That's what I thought.
You put it around both.
You can squeeze this little nads in between a wedding band.
Because it say C ring. It don't say both rings. It's supposed to go around one.
That shit swole. It swole up with one no.
They got that man sedated. They should have left him awake.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Moving on. Arctic Friend is @FriendEden100 on Twitter. So the video that he posted, just to give you some context, Kanye West opened a Christian private school called Donda Academy. The parents must sign an NDA to have their children attend. The price is $15,000 a year. The school is not accredited. So I don't know if they graduate. I mean, I don't know how that works. Like if the school is not accredited, like who's gonna certify that they graduated or passed on to the next grade?
That's not going to work. If you take your kid there, you stupid.
Right. Okay. Let me tell you what he got these kids doing.
Was it a music school?
He got them people worshiping him basically.
So that's 15,000 a head. Okay, whatever. Okay, Donda. Oh, okay. Somebody messed up. Hey, boy, I done made $15,000. You done messed it up, boy.
Right, but who's sending their kids to this crap? I don't get it.
And then non-credited. Who?
But okay, why are they sending their kids to the damn school with this crazy man? That just let you know how crazy this world is. Them people do not care about their kids. It's all about I don't know, but just because he's around a celebrity,
Yeah, getting exposed.
you get to go to school with Kanye.
Yeah, with crazy ass Kanye.
Yeah,
There's something else happened with him too. He went to he was in the hood somewhere. I don't know if it was Chicago or whatever. He was eating in the restaurant. Somebody was recording him eating.
they was recording Kanye eating.
Yeah, he was in the hood somewhere in a restaurant eating, and somebody recorded it. I'm like, boy, don't you know you worth $1 billion? Why are you in the hood in the restaurant eating? Yeah, he going through some stuff, y'all.
He crazy. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of entertainment today before we jump on to this finance. The movie Megan.
Yeah, the dial.
It's wow. Megan, which is spelled M3GAN, standing for Model 3 Generative Android. This killer dancing doll. It comes out January 13th, 2023.
Right.
All right.
Check it out.
I'm just gonna post this little meme that somebody made so y'all can enjoy that. All right. So for finance, what I brought up was an article from MarketWatch. A man called, his name is Quentin Fortrell, and he's the Moneyist. And what he does is provide advice for ethics and etiquette of your financial affairs. So in this story, the siblings got mad because the brother did not leave them anything in his will. What he did was pass on his house, the cash possessions, and everything to charity. So his family, his siblings was just like, they want to contest his will.
Oh man. Oh, can't contest it. Let it go. He didn't want y'all to have it.
First off, they don't have really grounds to contest it because he didn't sign it like in duress. You know how they say if somebody's forced to sign it or something like that, or if they crazy, they don't have a sound mind, or if there's evidence of fraud. So none of that was applicable in this situation. So his siblings, they basically just feel salty because he didn't think about them, I guess. But they should accept his wishes, and that if he wanted to leave them anything, he didn't even have to write a will. Like they could have just, because they next to kin, I guess. And he didn't have any kids. But he's also saying that it may not even be about them. It has nothing to do with his love for y'all, or maybe they didn't have a relationship with him, but he left it. Maybe they are well off. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe y'all didn't have a need. I mean, ain't nobody homeless or nothing like that. So there was no reason to leave that. He felt maybe y'all was okay and he wanted to help people. And so that's what he decided to do.
Yeah. He was a giving person.
Right. So, but there's no reason for somebody to be mad. I feel like if he wanted y'all to have it, he would have put y'all name in the will.
Right.
Because I know when I go, I don't want none of my siblings getting that. Anybody who didn't have anything to do with me becoming the person that I am or accomplishing the things that I accomplished, they will not be anywhere on my will. Matter of fact, I will purposely put in my will who I don't want to have anything to do with. You know, my mother, some of my siblings, like they will have nothing. They will not be on there. I'm putting them in the section where do not give section.
Man. Yeah.
So first off, things will go to you, my husband, and if we have children, it'll go to them. And then my aunt, if she's still alive or whatever, you know, in that order. Now, outside of that, now I'll probably donate my stuff to charity too if I don't have kids or you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Man.
what I wanted to do was tell people about how to make a will, because some people really don't know like how that process works. So you can go to Google and you don't have one, do you? I have one, but mine is outdated. I need to include you.
Yeah, I probably gotta do
We
mine
both
too.
need to do one.
Right.
We
Yeah, I
both
do.
need to do one. But you can go on Google, and you can find like a online paid service. You can actually just get them the information that they need, and they can do it for you. Or you can contact the lawyer in person, especially if you have like a complex will that you want to make or a large estate that you have to work out. Then you might want to do an estate attorney. So Forbes, they did this article where you can write one without having a lawyer. I'll have the links in the description on YouTube. But they basically have instructions like the essential information, writing the title, name the executor of your will, which I don't know if they use lawyers. Sometimes they use lawyers as executors, I guess. Like the people who actually carry out the will.
Yeah.
And then they have name any guardians for any minors. Organize all of your inventory and assets, like put everything in a list on there, personal property, pets, belongings, cash, all of your assets. And then name your beneficiaries. One by one, you put on there. It can be a person, profit or non-profit organization who you want to receive your assets. Then you write a residuary clause. So, and the residuary clause is basically like anything that you don't cover. So say that you have your list of things. Maybe you didn't update your will in a while, a few years, and then you got a few more possessions. So anything that's not on the original will or something that you own that wasn't on there, that you can put in this clause. That way you can have some instructions for it to go to. Like it can go to a certain beneficiary or whatever you want to go to. Then you want to sign it with a witness. Every state has different laws. And then you store it in a safe place and update it. Try to update it every couple of years, or if you buy something significant, then you want to update your will. Cool. You know how to do a will now?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it one day.
We're gonna do one. We gotta do one together anyway. The word of the day.
What's the word?
This word of the day is applicable to all the women who are going to be single for the rest of their lives. The people who's going to grow old and die alone.
No, what's the
Men
word?
too. All right, this word is called. It's actually a word that they just added to the dictionary. So it's been in existence for a while, maybe since 2015. It was first recorded, like 2015 to 2020. The new word that they added was sologamy.
Sologamy. I think I heard that before.
What you think it means?
Alone.
Well, solo, right? You know what solo is?
Solo. One. By yourself.
And I guess like polygamy, like that type of polygamy, sologamy, same thing.
Yeah, I heard that before.
So they call it either sologamy or autogamy. Autogamy, yeah. Sologamy is the practice or state of marriage to oneself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of a symbolic ceremony where that person commits to maintaining a meaningful, deep, loving relationship with themselves or him or herself.
Okay.
Mostly women do this. They haven't had a man do this yet, but so they're saying that you can be single or you can do this within a committed relationship. I don't know how that works though.
I don't know.
Like I don't think I could be married to somebody and then marry myself. What would you do if I went to go marry myself? What would you do?
Be gone.
You ain't going nowhere.
Be gone.
You gonna be my flower maid.
Nope. You'll be by yourself. You'll be sologamy. What is it?
Sologamy.
So you're gonna be sologamy by yourself. Walking down the aisle by yourself.
What? You ain't gonna want me down the aisle to marry myself?
Throwing your own flowers. and then you gonna marry yourself too. Ain't nobody else gonna do it. You gonna be all by yourself. Talking in third person.
Damn. You gonna leave me like
I'll
that?
be gone. I'm out the door.
I'm just gonna trick you into it. I'm gonna trick you into being there. I'm gonna tell you we going shopping or something.
Nope.
You're gonna be like, why you getting dressed? I'm gonna tell you we going out to dinner. You're gonna be like, why you all dressed up like
Then
that?
when we start going there, I'm gonna disintegrate. My body just gonna disappear.
You're good. Didn't we talk about you disappearing in one of our previous podcasts? You already trying to disappear.
Don't talk about you trying to marry yourself. I'm out.
I'm gonna have 2 rings on.
Yeah, okay.
It's supposed to be a journey of self-love, wisdom, and accepting who you are.
Okay.
And they're also saying that if you accept who you are and you learn how to love yourself, then you can also like later be able to do this for somebody else. Like it kind of prepares you for being in a relationship with somebody else is what they're saying.
Sologamy. Okay.
So they do the same ceremony and they're saying it's popular amongst affluent women. Like, so basically women that have money.
Crazy women.
Influence.
Crazy women with money. That's what. Yeah.
Right. So we're going to do our relationships. And we're just going to talk about. So on TikTok, I came across this video or a TikTok from It's Karen Kelly Smith on TikTok. And she basically hashtagged this relationship problems. And so it's basically the gist of it is, in my opinion, is that she's dealing with anxiety and depression with her relationship. That's what it seems like. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to play parts and then we'll just come in and make our commentary about this.
Question, Michael. Huh? You ready?
Yeah.
Milo, shh. How come every time women have concerns and they voice them to their husbands, boyfriends, situationships, how come men always feel like they're being attacked? Because do you remember the last time you said you feel like you were being attacked? You remember why? Yes.
Do I remember why? No, I don't remember why. But
I'll remind you.
I think it's, everybody has their faults. And so it's easy to pull out your list of faults that you have for somebody. And, men don't really pull out a list of faults on women.
Okay, I'll remind you of the last time. So the last time you said you feel like
Did you hear what I said though? Or no?
Yeah, you said faults, a list of faults. But the last time you said you felt like you were being attacked.
This first clip, or one of the first videos she had, she's basically in the video. Her daughter is running around clinking and clanking. Now I stopped the video after, because her daughter just got worse and worse to the point they had to stop the video. That was one of the first things I noticed in the video was how her daughter was kind of going around in the video, and it was very distracting to the users. She was so focused on trying to get this video out. Maybe she has very strong feelings about this topic. Whatever her and her husband kind of went through, she got very strong feelings about it, and she didn't even pay attention to her daughter. She was more focused on putting this TikTok video out.
Before you put videos out, you need to put your kids to sleep, your dog to bed, your cat in the basement. You need to get rid of any distractions. You don't want to be distracted while you're making a video. You want it just to be all the attention on you.
Right.
That was very distracting.
Yeah, so it was like we couldn't even get the message. We couldn't even really pay attention to the message. So she ended up stopping that video and going to another one. Now, I will say, and if you look at the video, which I'll post it, so you'll be able to see it, but her husband kind of checked out. It's almost like he's checked out in the video.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how, I guess, I don't know, I feel like he was put on the spot. What do you think from that? Like, how is that from a male perspective, like what they're doing?
Don't put me on camera yet. We need to talk about it before you decide to put it on camera. Don't just bring me to an area and sit me down and put me on the camera. No, we gonna talk about first. We gonna talk about it, what we gonna do. And then,
I probably wouldn't bring it on TikTok at all, to be honest. Like, I feel like our issues, we gonna talk about it amongst ourselves. And I mean, I guess it's good because the only good thing that can come out of this is that other people can see, and it's a learning opportunity. So that, I mean, hell, we commenting on it, so it's a learning opportunity in that regard. But yeah, I felt like he probably was put on the spot. They probably did talk about it, but it's like, when you put somebody impromptu in front of a camera, you don't know what the discussion is going to be like and where it's going to lead to.
well, they did it for views anyway.
Yeah, because they do. Yeah, they do. They do videos together. So, but what I will say is that from the videos that I've seen, so Let me see. So she said she met him in what, 2011. She said, I think she's 31, and he is 12 years older. So you said 43 years old. I thought he was a little older, but okay.
She probably, everybody lying.
Well, it's hard to tell because when she put that age on there, it was like in a joking manner. So I don't know, but she looked like she might be in her mid 30s,
36
or something like that, and he looks like he maybe he looked around 50ish, I guess,
yeah,
or maybe
50 plus.
Because we're like 45, so he looks a little bit older than us. So, but his name is Michael. Her name is Karen Kelly Smith. I think that's what her name is, Karen. So, they have a nice house. If you look at the videos, like they have a nice house. Look like, and she's a stay-at-home mom. So he's the provider. Looks like they have a nice house. They have previous videos where it looks like they went on vacation. Looked like they had a lot of nice trips and stuff. Like they used to travel and stuff like that. But now she has a child. I forgot how old she said she is. She looked like she's less than 1.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then she's pregnant again, and she has a son that's cooking in there. And she said that the doctor told them that it's a possibility that it could be that her baby can have Down syndrome. So I don't think that's like the doctor can't be sure or not. And they probably won't find out until the baby comes out. But it's just something that is on their mind and that they're concerned about. So that's just some pretext as to what's going on from our perspective. Like, we don't know everything that's going on in their relationship. They only provided a small window, a small glimpse into their lives. And so I don't want to sit here and say that, we know everything that's going on in their lives and 100% of all of their conversations. The only thing that we can speak on is what we see in the video, what we can hear and what we can watch in the video. So let's go to the rest of this.
The conversation was had about Michael feeling like he was being attacked. To me, a man being attacked is talking about his character, hitting below the belt, talking about his shortcomings. But it seems like men these days, I don't know if they grow up and their mothers tell them they're the greatest things since sliced bread, but like, if you have one concern, ours was, hey babe, I want you to sometimes check on my mental health. I'm pregnant, I have a toddler. I know you think it's all good all the time, but it's not. So sometimes make sure I'm okay.
But they had a conversation, and she said that she tried to tell him that she wanted to be, him to pay more attention to her mental health. And he felt like she was attacking him. Now, we don't know exactly what happened. We know his side of the story later, but we don't know exactly what happened. But what I can say, I don't know, how do you think he felt? Because he said how he was feeling.
I can understand where he's coming from with her, with him saying she attacking him, because it's like coming out of nowhere.
Well, that's what he said.
He probably paying all the bills. He doing all this stuff. This is from a stay-at-home mom, not working. He's working. He's doing everything, and she has a lot of concerns and complaints on him. So I feel some kind of way too if you was at home doing nothing and I was out working. And you.
Well, she's not doing nothing. She's a mother.
Not.
My thing is, okay, so a man, his job, from what he seems to be the type of person that is working, he's providing, and so she listed in certain videos that she wanted him to help out with the chores and maybe spend more time with the baby or something like that. And I feel like as a housewife, if you're not working, the job is being a mother. Like that's the job.
Right now she only got one kid. Like,
she gonna be hurting with the second one of this if she don't get this.
You can't handle one kid, I don't know.
And I mean, her child is so beautiful. Her baby is gorgeous. But you know, if they can't fix this, then they're gonna have problems when that other baby comes, especially if it does have, you know, genetic issues and stuff like that. But you know, I feel like in the video she seemed to be passive aggressive. I guess that's kind of what I'm sensing, because her body language, like she's standing over him in the video, and they always say that, you know, that's why judges are on benches. They sit higher. That's kind of an intimidating type of tactic, you know what I'm saying? So when somebody's standing over you, that's a little intimidating. Not saying he's scared or anything, but you know, like that's kind of a different position than a woman should be taking, right? A woman standing over the man, just kind of, you know, either cutting them off, and then you can look at her body language, her, you know, cutting her eyes, rolling her eyes, you know. So it's almost like she's kind of dismissive as to what he's saying.
And then she go say, I think being attacked is this and that. You don't know how he feel. That's how he feel. He feel you attacking him. You can't make up how he feel. You can't do that. You a woman. You don't know. You don't know the feeling.
Well, like he said, she won't know because she's the one doing it.
Right.
And so she is pregnant. So maybe hormones and stuff maybe she's real emotional and stuff like that. But he's telling her how he feels. Like he's literally telling her, but she seems to be dismissive. That's how she's coming off for what we're seeing, right? She's just like kind of being dismissive.
But what she didn't do is say, how does she feel? Why does she feel the way she feel? She never said it.
Yeah, you know what? She didn't say.
She never gave a reason. What's her emotions, or why does she feel the way she feels?
Well, she might say it, but she didn't say it she didn't say it in the video. Like she didn't say why. Let me tell you why I feel like I need more mental health, or why I need you to check on me.
Right. She didn't never say what she felt like. So
yeah, so that's a communication thing. But like I said, she probably told him, but she didn't tell us, like the audience, so we don't know.
Right.
That's another thing. So when they were talking, they kind of like throwing shots at each other. She's doing a lot of it. Yeah, she may not realize that she's doing it, but she's throwing shots at him when she's saying, well, I think men, they always throwing this word around. We're not talking about all men. We're not comparing him to other men. We're not comparing your husband shouldn't be compared to other men. Just like you shouldn't be compared to other women. Like y'all should be past that. Especially y'all been married for 12 years. Yeah, y'all should be past that. Like y'all should have found the unique traits in each other. That's why y'all love each other and why y'all got married.
Hey, that's what I was saying. Who are you comparing me to? Where's this other person you comparing me to?
Yeah, because she's like, well, why men do this? And he's kind of doing it too. He's like, well, women, you know, they do this. And like, no, we're not talking about all women. We talking about y'all. Y'all talking about y'all. Y'all talking about each other. So when y'all address the situation, it should be like, well, I feel you this, or I feel you, and not, well, all men are suckers and all women are bitches. Like, don't do that. Like, just keep it to y'all relationship.
You're right. Crazy.
About me personally feeling attacked, but sometimes, yes, men will feel like they're attacked by women. Yes.
You told me that it's because my concerns are louder than the compliments. You remember that?
I might have said that, but what I meant was that, okay, yes, obviously there's some things, shortcomings, things you can do better. We all can do better. But I feel that maybe women are quicker to voice those things than men are. Men don't really complain about their women too much.
Yeah, but are we wrong for saying, hey babe, I have a concern?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You can speak your mind.
My thing is, it feels like nowadays men are soft and men just, everyone feels attacked.
What he is complaining about, he feels that she is saying she's more focused on the bad things that happen instead of the good, which could be a problem, because it's like, if you're thinking like that, they have a name for this. I looked it up. Cognitive distortions. So it's basically just like you get into a habit of doing negative thinking and stuff like that. So it's either it's good or bad, no in between. So it's like, okay, if you're not doing good, you're doing bad. If you're not a success, you're a failure. If you're not being perfect, you're a disaster. So it's like nothing. And so that's probably how she's approaching him Or that's how he's perceiving it. That she's coming to him with negative things, and so it's never like, or maybe she don't talk to him about the good things he do. Maybe she don't verbalize that. I don't know, but that's kind of how he's leading us on to believe, according to what he's saying, right?
Yes, they got a lot of work to do. And they've been together how long? 12 years?
Right.
And he still got all these problems.
Well, all of these seem to be communication problems. Like they seem, hell, they got a nice house, they got a baby. It seemed like they have love there. I think it's personally, okay. So first off, the generalizations, like her generalizing like all men, all women, both of them doing that should be something they work on, because one bad experience shouldn't mean that it's, it comes out to be a whole bunch of negative stuff that's being talked about. You know what I mean? So I think there are signs that she's being too focused on like small mistakes, stuff that probably you and I might let go. Or it's a lot of stuff that happens in our relationship that, say, if you forget to do something, I might just do it. I'm not gonna come to you and say it unless it's like something that's maybe being repetitive, but I come to you in a certain way. It's not like I'm like, well, damn, why you do this? Or why, I don't approach it like that. But a lot of times I just do it. Just like if I have a mistake or something happened with me, you just clean it up or do whatever, and you'll come back and tell me about it. And I'm like, oh, I need to be more considerate. You know what I mean? Like, right. So, but that's the way to approach that. And so with her doing that, she could be making herself more stressed out than need be, because of her expectations of him. So
it sounds like a nitpick.
That's what it sounds like. That's his perception.
Right.
So I'm only going by, like, I'm not trying to call it out, but that's kind of what he's making it seem out to be from what he's saying. And so the way she's thinking, it could lead to more stress or frustration. And it also stifles creativity, because if you are just thinking about negative stuff all the time, you cannot focus on making solutions. You cannot sit down with your partner and say, hey, let's sit down and try to figure out how we're going to do this. Because if you're talking negative to him, that's all he's going to see that you're doing. He's not going to want to jump in and cooperate.
Yeah, that'll get old real fast too.
Yeah, it does. So, and I think that might be why he's kind of shutting down when it comes to these conversations, because like somebody else in the comments said that maybe he tried to talk to her about this stuff before and she's not listening, so he just said, why? Just gave up or something. You know what I mean? Now, I will say that he's expressing himself, so he's saying what's wrong. Now, I think that the things that he need to work on is basically he needs to know how to communicate a little bit better with her. It seems like he's not able to. I don't know if this is because he's quiet. Like, wouldn't you say he's like a more laid back type of guy? Laid back.
Yeah, he laid back.
And he's older, so he's probably more calm, and not much bothers him. And so one of the things he did say is that, like, he recognizes that he should be more attentive to her emotions and stuff like that.
I think she needs some therapy.
Well, she probably do, but
she need that, because talking to the husband, he gonna come home from work and he gonna have the kids, and she still gonna be feeling some kind of way and whatever. She need therapy.
Yeah, and I was saying this too because she could be having symptoms of postpartum depression.
Yeah,
she could be. Because I looked at some of her other videos where she's basically looking for other mothers, other people to relate to be, to interact with her on TikTok. So she's looking for, other mothers to basically talk to and vent with about, her baby and maybe some things that's going on in her relationship. And it seemed like this video is almost like a last resort. Like, I have no one else to talk to. Let's go on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be that way, because I feel like it puts a little bit of stress on the relationship. But the signs, she seemed like she's having some depression, maybe some anxiety as a result to her husband's what's the word? Her husband withdrawing, I guess, because he's kind of like not interacting as much as she would like him to be.
And a lot of it might have to do with what the doctors told her about the baby too.
That too.
About the baby coming out with.
Yeah, problems. So that could be an issue on top of her having these hormonal imbalances. She can have postpartum depression, he could have depression because he might be withdrawing, and also that's his baby too. So he could be feeling a certain way about,
Right.
having a son that may not come out healthy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, that could put a strain on the relationship, and so they do have to work on these negative thoughts with her. I know she needs to work on the negative thoughts and the self-defeating thoughts. Like, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy that when you start acting like this, and then it just comes to fruition. And her perception and her interpretation of things, because it seems like she makes a lot of assumptions of how he feels. He's literally telling her how he feels. He's telling her, what he's thinking, and she's being dismissive. Like you can see when he's talking, you can watch her body language, and he probably sees this too. How she rolls her eyes. She did cut him off a couple of times while he was talking. Just the huffing and puffing, like those things matter. Like, don't you see that type of stuff? Like, if somebody arguing, you can see that type of stuff.
Yeah, he been dealing with it for 12 years, so.
Yeah, but he also seemed to be more of a passive person. Like, if she was with a guy that was younger, would you say, like,
he wouldn't have dealt with it. It would have been over a long
yeah,
time ago.
You know what I'm saying? Because like nobody would want to deal with that. So her husband is real patient and is passive.
That's why I think she got with him, because he older and he passive.
Well, he's a provider. They got videos where they were on the beach and traveling and all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it was fun then, but she has a baby now. And what'd you say? She can't go nowhere.
She's stuck in the house.
Stuck in the house, tending to the baby. He's gone.
She looking at Love and Hip Hop and all these reality shows.
Well, hell, they ain't doing that well either, some of them.
And she thinking she want that life.
Yeah, so...
But
she might need to go to see a psychiatrist or a psychologist. So the difference between them is, psychiatrists, they are medical doctors. So they study like mental illness and the physical manifestations that's related to that. And so they prescribe medications because they're medical doctors. Psychologists, they're not medical doctors, but they can't have a PhD. They cannot prescribe meds, but they do talking and behavioral therapy. Psychiatry, they can do behavioral therapy as well, but they tend to focus more on the physical, mental illness and medications related to that.
My husband's working. As soon as he's able, he has a lot to say, even though it didn't look like in the past video. He was trying to get to the gym. Some people were saying, I felt uncomfortable watching you stand over him. Okay. He's fine. He's safe. Michael's going to come later on, tell his version, say what he has to say. I'm not going to say anything.
Women can have more things that they aren't happy with than a man can. A man is pretty simple or basic in his needs. And so a woman might have more emotional needs, more need for caring stuff. So a man thinks that he's doing things that keep the relationship moving forward, but all of a sudden he finds out there's things he's not doing. So it's just like, damn, where's this coming from? I thought everything was good. But listen, there is some empathy, there's more caring, there's more reaching out that a man has to do. He has to be more in tune with how she's feeling in that moment. Hey, you need a break, let me give you a break, this kind of thing. And that's understandable. And that comes, you have to be willing and open to hearing that criticism and accepting it without viewing it as you're being attacked. But yes, you might feel initially like you're being attacked or you're being criticized because you're thinking that I'm doing all these things to make this thing happen. Because let me tell you something, most of the time when a relationship fails, it's when the man is like, all right, I'm it, that's it. I can't do this anymore. And he walks away. Or he cheats. Or he does whatever. So when he's putting forth what he feels is effort to keep it going, and then he hears that, wait a minute, there's other shit that you're not doing or that you could be doing better, then it's just like, all right.
We had the conversation when I said, hey, check on me sometimes because sometimes I'm not okay. And you were all in your feelings and you said, you threw around the word attack. And I said, let me finish my statement. I said that, listen, I want our daughter to see a man coddling her, caring for her, making sure her mental health is okay. I don't want her to think she got to be Billy Badass and walk around and handle the weight of the world, the weight of her family, the weight of everything. So if she sees her dad taking care of her mom in that emotional way, she will hopefully seek out relationships that are healthy and not just her with her in a relationship, and she's like holding the weight of everything on her shoulders. That was my intention for the conversation. You were like,
can I say something about the conversation?
Okay.
First of all, the way you're talking now, you weren't talking like that in the car. It was a heightened conversation. It was a heightened. You were emotional. I'm not saying. I don't remember if you were crying. I don't remember if you were crying, but I'm just saying it wasn't like you were just sitting there casually talking to me. I was driving the car. Your voice was raised. You were definitely upset.
My feelings were probably
your
hurt
feelings were
because
hurt.
you did make a
So
statement
it was
saying,
just like, whoa, and I'm driving the car. I'm like, okay, well, where's all this coming from? Why are you attacking me? Why are you
that's not an
going off on me?
attack.
Okay, you didn't take it as an attack because you weren't the one receiving it.
Okay, well,
but as the one who was receiving it, like a lot of men do, when you're receiving it, it's like, oh, why are you coming at me like this?
One of her main concerns is that she wants her daughter to see her parents in a loving relationship and treating a woman like how she feels a woman needs to be treated. Like, I don't know how her husband was or how he's been this time, all this time.
He did something good. 12 years.
Well, yeah, and she's pregnant, 2 times, so something's going on. But I don't was he like this before? Like, was he doing all of these things? Was he being attentive to her mental health before, and now he stopped? Like, is that what happened, or was he just never like?
I don't think he was ever like that. His personality, he was never like that. He older too, so she's just going through
But
stuff.
I mean, it'd be hard for me to think that he wasn't being attentive prior to this, or maybe it's that he expresses his love in a different way. Maybe he's the type of person that expresses his love by doing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I took my wife on a nice vacation, or I'm taking care of the house. You don't have to worry about
he was doing
anything.
some stuff too. Some nice pictures.
Yeah,
And she got a problem with him.
but that's how he feel. At least that's what it's looking like.
She do have a problem.
But another thing is that I feel like she's throwing shots at him, because remember she said, what she say? Do men act like this because they mothers coddle them? Like, I feel like those are kind of like cheap shots. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't say like he's acting like that, but saying, well, do men act like this? Well, no, we're talking about your husband. That's why you did the video, and why you wanted people to kind of look at things and you can get some feedback about it. So I feel like that's kind of degrading when you tell a man that. Like, do all men act like this because they mother coddled them, or because they think they all that? They mother make them think that they're all that. Like, it's kind of condescending.
Yeah, it is a lot of sensitive men out here nowadays, but
I mean, it
that's another topic.
It is, but I feel like she shouldn't. Okay, you married this man now, so either he was this way before. Like, is this new?
He married him. He dry. He been dry.
Don't say that about that man.
He been dry. You younger than him. He old, dry. He's set in his ways.
That's what a lot of people were saying, that he's set in his ways. And she's been married to him all this time.
Exactly.
So it's like, you got to accept this man for how he is. This is how he's been.
Yep.
And I mean, it's not like she's saying that he was doing this stuff and it just stopped. Like, it's all new now. And I also think that when he brought up that the point where he said, well, men could just throw in the towel and they could be like, well, they can give up or they can cheat or whatever. I think he kind of feel that way.
Yeah, he keep thinking she attacking him.
Yeah.
And he like, oh, well, man, I thought I was
like, it's harder, and it's going to get, when she had this other baby, it's going to get worse if they don't fix this.
Actually, I think maybe she got like that after the first baby.
It could be. That's what I'm saying. It could be postpartum depression, and maybe she's feeling worse now because of that, and she's not. First off, I feel like your spouse shouldn't be responsible for your mental health like that. You know what I'm saying?
Not like that. I can talk to you and whatever, but you still gonna need more help.
It might be more professional help. Maybe he don't know how to deal with the level of depression or anxiety that she's dealing with. Right. Maybe he feels like, where is all this stuff? Like he said, where is all this stuff coming from? And it could very well be that she's having postpartum depression.
Yeah, that's what I think.
And also, she's been complaining about him saying that he feels attacked. He said he felt attacked. Now, when they talk about, she tells us the story about how they were in the car and they were arguing, and he said that it wasn't like how it is, how they're talking now, that her voice was raised. She was emotional. And then she said, I'm pregnant. Well, okay, you yelling or maybe raising your voice, that is kind of attacking somebody. If somebody's raising their voice at you, who would not feel attacked? That's common sense to me.
Right.
Because I always tell people, if I'm talking to them and they start yelling at me, I'm going to feel like I'm being attacked. So it's crazy how she'll say, I'm pregnant. Don't I get a pregnancy pass? Okay.
No.
If you were raising your voice and stuff, that means he was feeling attacked. Like he has a valid reason to feel the way he felt. And it's crazy how she doesn't recognize that. Like, you want a pregnancy pass. Okay, we'll give him a pass on saying that he feel attacked then, because that's what happened.
Yeah, she want everything her way. Sound like want everything her way.
That's just crazy, because I feel like, I know they love each other.
Right.
I know that, they seem to have, a nice home, especially in this recessionary, inflationary environment that we in this country, where some people don't even have houses. Some people can't have kids. And, she has all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like some other women might appreciate where she's at right now, where she might be, he might feel that she's complaining all the time.
A whole lot of women.
Yeah. So that's all. I hope they can get some help. But I really think that she needs to see her doctor about the possibility of postpartum depression and seeing if that's one of the reasons why she's maybe more emotional than maybe she need to be. Because in her mind, she feels like her emotions are valid and how her reactions are valid, but it may be too much. It may not be normal. So we don't know.
I hope that we gonna pray they get themselves together.
We gonna pray. But I'm gonna let her know that we discussed them in this podcast. So we'll see what she say about it, or maybe if they have some response to the feedback. So that's pretty much it for this episode. You have anything else to say, hubby wubby?
Oh, no, not right now. No, I'll think of something.
What? That's the end of this episode. Ain't nothing else to think about on this episode. All right. So, end of our show here. And like I always say, if you found this episode to be of value, and if you learned anything new, consider subscribing to our channel. We appreciate the continued support for our podcast. Like, subscribe, join, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. Let me say it again. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And leave a comment. And, we're on multiple platforms. I'll put them all in the description so you have access to it, all the links. All right. We out. And we out.
We out.